Okay, so if we add 16,000, I'm sorry, my recorder is time pressured. The moment it reaches 15 minutes, it cuts off. So I'm sorry for that. So 1,600, which was the reorder cost, has to be added to the holding cost, which is 625, and we need to have, we'll get 2,225. So we do the same. For the 750 order, um, the number of orders would be 40,000, which is the demand, over the order size of 750 units. So this should give us, if we use our calculators, we must come to about 53.33 orders, right? And the reorder cost should be 53.33 multiplied by $20. This should lead us to $1,067, right? You can see here that the reorder cost is becoming low. Why? Because the order has increased from 500 to 750. All right. Now, in terms of average inventory, the average inventory, you can see that we had 750. We are now having 750, which means the order size has increased. Therefore, the average inventory itself is going to increase as well. So from 750 divided by 2, we get an average of 750 over 2. This takes us to 7, that is 5. So it comes to 375, right? The average, and the holding cost per annum, that's 375 multiplied by $2.50, right? The 250 is there, the one which we have calculated. So this means that we will have a figure which is equal to 938. Please verify these figures with your calculators. All right, and then the inventory cost now will take the figure of the reorder cost and the holding cost, and these are added together to come to 2005. 2005. Okay, so you do the same, and um, just do the same computations, and you must get your figure on the inventory cost there for the 1,000 order size, 1,000 units order size should give you the inventory cost of 2,050, and the 1,250 units should give you the inventory cost of 2,203. Just follow the steps I have done so far and you will get these figures. If you don't get these figures, it means you are finding it wrong somewhere, okay? Or you're doing it wrong somewhere. All right. So if you are looking at these costs, all right, this column, if you're looking at that column, you can see that the inventory, the order quantity that has got the lowest cost is the 750. All right, this one leads to a cost of only 2005. The rest of the quantities are not favorable. All right, so you can plot this information on a graph and you should get something like this, right? Right, so this one should be your annual cost, and this one should be the order quantity, okay? Or maybe you can just say the EOQ. All right, so you can as well plot the figures on this particular graph. Okay, we are having, okay, my machine is sticking. All right, so we are having the information here on the order quantities, okay, from 500 to 1,250. So you can have your 500, your 1,000, your 1.5. All right, and then our amounts here, we can as well say 500. Okay, since they are starting at 2,000, we can as well start at 1,000. It's okay again. Okay, 1,000, 2,000, $3,000. Okay, these ones are in dollars, they are the costs, and these ones are the units. All right, so let's start with the first order quantity was 500 and the cost was 2,225. So at 500, the cost is 2,225. So we can put our X there, right? And then the second quantity was 750 and the cost was 2,005. So at 750, suppose 750 is here and the cost should actually be there, 2005. Then the other one was 1,000 and the cost is 2050. So 1,000, the cost is 2050, so the cost is somewhere there. And then at 1,500, the cost is 2003. 1,500 is 2203. So it's much higher now. So 2203 somewhere there. So you can see that our graph is moving like this. So this one, which is the lowest, is our EOQ, the economic order quantity. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, better. Anyway, you're not going to be required to draw any graph in this particular computer-based examination, so don't worry about that. Okay, I was just trying to drive the point home, just for you to understand what is going on. All right, see, that's the type of graph we've been trying to draw so far. All right, as you can see, the EOQ is that position where the costs are at minimum. All right, the holding cost, as you can see, they increase with the quantities. The higher the quantities ordered, the higher the cost of keeping those quantities or of holding those quantities. All right, something like that. However, ordering costs tend to to decrease. They tend to decrease with the quantities being ordered. If we order more, it means the ordering cost will be reducing. However, the cost of holding them will be higher. So the economic order quantity is that combination which will make this cost, the total of this cost, lower. And that's the point, the EOQ position. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? I think we can proceed. Now, instead of doing the this try and error method where we have to compute inventory cost at various levels, we can use what is called the economic order quantity model. All right, remember we have said that the economic order quantity is that quantity which minimizes the total cost associated with holding and ordering stock. The point at which the EOQ, these costs are at minimum, is the EOQ. Okay, as you have seen in the previous graph. Now, there are a lot of assumptions associated with the EOQ, and you can refer to the notes for more, but I will just tabulate one or two of those assumptions. Okay, so the first of these assumptions, we've used them. First one was to do with the cost of the average inventory itself. The average inventory is equal to demand over EOQ. We have done this when we were looking at when we were first computing, the average inventory was actually demand over 2. I'm sorry for that. That's what we did. However, in the context of the EOQ model, the average inventory is now EOQ divided by 2. Previously, we were using any inventory size or inventory quantity, okay, as given by the question. All right, we were using that quantity and dividing it by 2. However, when we are now using the EOQ, the assumption is that average inventory should be equal to the EOQ divided by 2. So this will help us when we are now computing the inventory costs in the EOQ context. All right. So what about inventory holding costs? Holding costs, how are they going to be calculated? These ones are going to be calculated based on the annual demand divided by the EOQ. All right, so this will give us the inventory holding cost. Damn it. I think it's now inertia. Yes, I'm getting tired by the day. Okay, the recording session has been very long. I'm sorry for that. This should be the number of orders. Number of orders, obviously. This should be the annual demand divided by the EOQ. However, the holding costs, these ones are related to the EOQ, okay, divided by 2, because they relate to the average inventory, as we did before, multiplied by the holding costs. The holding cost per unit. Remember, these are annual inventory holding costs. Annual inventory holding costs should be equal to the EOQ divided by 2 multiplied by holding cost per unit. And when we are saying EOQ divided by 2, we are simply saying average inventory. So that's average inventory multiplied by holding cost per unit. The examiner will give you how you are going to compute the holding cost per unit. Sometimes he uses the percentage of the purchase price of the inventory. So what about the annual ordering costs? Annual inventory ordering cost how are you going to compute that? Because it's something that can